Was it a September to remember? Let's talk about it.
That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch!
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I am your host, as always, the King, and thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We are on the road to 1K. Again, I think we might be able to get there by like halfway through October, maybe close to the end of October, who knows. But we're rising fast and rising quick, so appreciate all the support, as always. AEW Dynamite, though, September to Remember. An interesting show we had here, 3 hours plus. Were you guys able to sit through all of that? Because for me personally, it kind of flew by. The only part that I could say I didn't really enjoy was the Riho match, but luckily that also kind of went by quick after the break. So hey man, water under the bridge. You know, it was actually a show with memorable moments on it. So let's jump straight into this. Let's go right to the beginning portion of this show. You know, you had about like 8 matches, a couple of segments, couple of vignettes, and they were able to spread it out on the show evenly. We started out first though with Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher's contract signing, where pretty much Hangman let Kyle know that, of course, they've agreed upon, hey, the Don Callis family will not interfere in their match or be out there whatsoever at, All Out. But there was something else in the contract. If the Don Callis family still decide they want to just show up and interfere in their match at All Out, well, Kyle Fletcher will be stripped of his TNT championship. So the stakes are even higher for Kyle Fletcher going into this match. Can he do this without the Don Callis family? Well, Kyle made it very, very clear to Hangman that he not only will beat Hangman by himself, but he will do it in quick fashion. He will make it very clear that he is better than Hangman was when he first started and where he is now, and that he should watch his back for the rest of the night because he will leave him bloodied in this arena. Ominous words left for Hangman. Kyle Fletcher leaves and drops the mic on him, and now you're left wondering, what's gonna happen later on today? Is he gonna leave him bloodied out? Well, we're gonna find out, I guess. We'll have to find out. We start off first. The first match of the night, we get our boy Roddy versus Moxley. And the first thing I said before was like, all right, we need to make sure we get Roddy to interact with Marina in some way, shape, or form. And then they kind of get an interaction, and commentary put it over as if they actually don't know who the hell each other is, as if they're not actually married. Well, I did not expect that part, honestly. Not even a little bit. But hey, I mean, that's what they're going with it. I guess Marina's just, with Moxley's group, and her and Roddy have never met. So we're not going to get those kind of tidbits. And it also points out why I guess Roddy has never pointed out that she's in a whole gang and never worried about it. So, all right, AEW. But Roddy and Moxley pretty much have as much of a physical contest as they had back on Saturday when they had the tag team match. And yeah, no, he was going crazy out the gate. Like, his first thing he did out the gate was, as soon as the bell rang, he did a flying drop kick to Daniel Garcia, who was on the outside, just so he can get some payback on him. And he was just he was working on Moxie's back like crazy. Pause if necessary. He working on his back, hitting him all kinds of chops. Crazy moment of the match is when he does his that front face slam that he usually does on him. He did that on the top rope, and it just kept getting wilder and wilder. And when Roddy was close to almost winning, of course, you got the shenanigans. You got Daniel Garcia causing problems on the outside, so him and Kyle are fighting. And then when Roddy was gonna go for the finish, when he ran the ropes, of course, Yuta pulls up, yanks his leg. Moxley hits him with the paradigm shift, and then chokes him out completely. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate stuff for Roddy. But as I expected, Moxley was gonna get the win, and he did. So he got the W. They went about their business, and then it cut to a vignette of Darby pretty much setting up the stage for his match at All Out, saying how he's going to be going to war with Moxley and doing all he can to put him the nail in the coffin, pun intended, but you know, and make sure that he gets the W for that coffin match. We then pan to MJF, who they show what happened this past Saturday, where he ended up now finding out what his stipulation is. He ended up in, you know, the thumbtacks and tables match for All Out. And it shows a clip. Apparently, he went to Tony Khan and was like yelling at him and saying, "Hey, man, look, I got to your company, okay, because off of my wrestling ability. And, you know, I don't do any of this garbage match stuff, and I'm sick of it. All right, so get me out of this match." And Tony Khan was furious at him as well, yelling at him and letting him know, like, "Hey, nah, all right, you desecrated the, you know, the prestige of the AEW title by trying to go sneak your way out of it with your contract stipulations and holding people hostage. So no, you will be having this match with Mark Briscoe at All Out." And MJF again, furious again, is like, "All right, fine, all right, you'll be. I hope you're happy when you get another dead Briscoe on your hands." So MJF, he seems to be not too happy about this whole thing. Hey, look, hey, if he wants to get rid of Briscoe, you gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to light the gasoline up. All right, you're gonna have to set this man on fire. You're gonna have to bury him in the grave. Do what you can, because to be fair, we kind of need Briscoe off TV. So if you gotta kill this man, do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do. Next up, we got Lashley and Toa Liona. Hey, man, big meaty man slapping meat. Boy, oh boy, was this match nuts. This match was crazy. Yo, the amount of, like, that, the Samoan drop, he hit on Bobby on the apron.
That one.
Wow. The spear Bobby hit him with when he spread around the ring, gaining speed, going crazy. Yeah. And then MVP stole off on Ricochet, threw him into the barricade. Shelton was fighting off what's that other guy's name? I don't know what the other guy's name is. Doesn't matter. But he stole off on the other guy. And like they were just going crazy. And then Bobby got him in the hurt lock, and then dude passed out, and Bobby got the win. They had a brawl after, and the Hurt Syndicate was standing tall in the end. So they're looking good going into All Out. Looking real good. But then again, it is the go-home show, so maybe they look a little too good. I don't know. Speaking of looking a little too good, speaking of looking just a little bit too good, the Young Bucks are backstage. As we know, they won that $500K the other day. That rhymed. And they went to the casino. They lost half of the money. Lost half. But they used the rest to, you know, upgrade their attire. You know, they paid off production to make sure their entrance is good. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to go out there looking clean. And then Nick Jackson even was like, "You know what? I'm gonna slide you some Skrilla. Renee, here you go. Here's 10K. And Matt is like, "Yo, all right, bro, you just been giving out money like crazy. Like, hey, bro, we gotta slow down. Like, we gotta slow down a little bit. Like, we gonna start losing money. That bag's starting to get a little light." It's like, "Nah, bro, we good. We got plenty of money." Yeah, it's gonna be crazy when these niggas lose all their money and they end up being broke again. Hilarious stuff. I find this stuff hilarious. Again, me and the Bucks, we have a very one-sided relationship here, where I'm not really a fan of them as, you know, regular human beings, but they found a way to get me entertained by them being on TV, and this has been very entertaining to me. So yeah, like it's quality content here. But we go straight into their tag team match. Okay, they're trying to get into that fatal 4-way, you know, trying to get right in there, and they're up against my boy Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn, the Bang Bang Gang. Now, to be fair about the Bang Bang Gang, I only like when it's Colton and Austin, or Jay White and Juice, or just all four of them. You know, I like that pairing of all four of them, or just those two specifically as their teams. I've never seen an Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson match. I don't think there ever has been one except until now. So I was like, all right, I don't know how I feel about just those two as a group. I have to be honest with you. I've bought in. That match that they had here with the Bucks was really good. The tag team chemistry between Austin and Juice was bar none. It almost felt like you were watching Austin and Colton, or you're watching Juice and Jay White. Like they just were on the same wavelength, man. It just makes sense. They just were on the same wavelength, and it meshed well. I high key wanted Juice and Austin Gunn to get the win here, but unfortunately they did not. The Bucks got the W, and they were even like trying to bribe the referee mid-match to, you know, be on the side, and it wasn't working. And then they also gave money out to a fan randomly in the crowd. So yeah, they just keep giving out money. It's getting crazy. But Bucks got the win, so now they are part of the Fatal 4-Way matchup. So shouts out to them. They'll be joining Brody King. Yeah, Brody King and my boy Bandito in that ladder match. So we got 2 out of the 4. So we got to figure out the rest of the 2 later on tonight. Now we've reached to see who will be the final member in the triple threat match for the Unified Championship with Okada and Takeshita. So it's Beast Mortos, Big Beast Mortos, Main Event Mortos, all right, put respect on his name, up against Dorada. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, this dude Dorada, like, I wish I could show clips. I really wish I could, because, you know, YouTube, copyright, all that good stuff. Y'all know about how the copyright works. You can't show anything. I'll show what I can of like other stuff during the show, but yo, Dorada and Beast Mortos, man, look, do yourself a favor, okay? Stop what you're doing after you listen to this video. Don't do anything else. Just go look up Beast Mortos versus Dorada tonight, and just be mesmerized by the greatness that you see. Like, them boys was going crazy. Mortals I already knew was lit. I hadn't really seen a Dorada match, and even if I did, I can't even remember, because again, they bring too many people over here with masks that kind of look similar. But Dorada though, nah, dude, that dude crazy. The stuff that dude can do is off the charts. He got the win in this match. Yeah, he got the big W off the shooting star press, and it was like, I don't know. I'm actually have to go back and watch this match, because that's how good it was. They was going at it. Stuff just seemed impossible. Like, I thought Ray Phoenix was seeing impossible feats. This dude Dorada, nah, man. This dude truly was hitting some crazy work on this dude Beast Mortos. I couldn't believe my eyes. And then after the match, out came Okada to, you know, Okada got to come on flex. You know, he got to show off his belt, and then Don Callis got the other 2 belts around his waist. And then Takeshita pulls up. Him and Okada go face to face. They no-selling Dorada in the ring. So Dorada's like, all right, bet. You want to no-sell me? Bet. Man, springboards off the top and then dives right on Okada. Fire. And then him and Takeshita go face to face. I'm like, hey, man, look. I'm going to be real, okay? I'm going to be real. This match, I'm going on. I'm going to just say it. Match of the night right here. I'm calling it before I even get to my prediction video. Match of the night is going to be Dorada, Takeshita, and Okada. This match going to be lit. This triple threat match right here, yeah. They about to go crazy. After what I saw with Dorada and then Takeshita. Look, maybe these 2 can bring the best out of Okada. Maybe that's what his match needed. Maybe Okada needs to have these triple threat fatal 4-way matches that can bring, like, the best out of him in that way. And then the one-on-one matches, you know, it has to be specific people, but yeah. I'm looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this one. Next up, we get our girl, my GOAT, timeless Toni Storm. to address the people. And when she addresses the people, she lets the whole world know, hey, I am still your AEW Women's Champion, and I've enjoyed every second of being your AEW Women's Champion. So if this happens to be the last time you can see me as the AEW Women's Champion, it was one hell of a ride. I enjoyed the entire thing, you know. But they're gonna have to kill me and then roll me up in a pack and smoke me. Yeah, Toni was going crazy in this promo. But during her spotlight promo, though, I expected like an attack, but nah. Out came Jamie Hayter to, you know, to let her know, like, hey, look, it's okay. You will be losing this belt. You're gonna be losing this belt to me. Okay, and we have a long history. You know about the history of Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm, man. Go way back in AEW, man. Used to be going at it like crazy when, you know, Jamie was with Britt Baker and the rest of them, and you had all them gang on gang matches going on and all the cheating action. It was a lot going on back then. It feels like so far away, but it was only like a couple years ago, but it feels far away. And then Statlander pulled up. I ain't gonna lie, Statlander's promo was trash. It was garbage. Statlander needs to go to the promo school. I know they ain't got one, but like Tony Khan might need to hire somebody to help them out with promos, because everything Statlander was saying was trash. The way she was saying it was trash. Yeah. We want to fix that. If y'all gonna want her to become promos, like, you gonna fix that. But right after that, right after all their promos were done, Thekla was pulling up because she had her no holds barred match. Oh my lord, I thought it was just a regular match. I didn't even read the description of it. It was a no holds barred match with Queen Aminata. I was like, Jesus Christ, they about to kill each other. They about to whoop each other like it ain't nothing's business. I was like, okay, please. Look, you know me, I love violence. But the way how Thekla and Queen Aminata be moving, I was like, hold on now. Let's slow it down a bit. Let's not actually kill each other here. And then we get to the match, and they actually just wilding on each other with the trash cans, with the steel chairs, with the tables, with the everything. They just wilding on each other, just going crazy. Just going. If you love violence, and you love women causing violence, go back and watch this match. They was going crazy in it. Thekla gets the W though. Yeah, she curb stomps the hell out of Queen Aminata on a steel chair. Yeah, it got physical. It got real physical. Go back and watch this. And then immediately after, she called out Toni Storm because she wanted some hands. She wanted more hands. You just had a whole no holds barred street fight gimmick with Queen Aminata, and you like, nah, I want more hands. I want Toni Storm now, like, bro. And then Toni Storm pulls up. Hey, she obliges. She gonna pull up with hands. Toni Storm pulls up. They start fighting, and then out came Jamie Hayter, and you know her and Toni fight off. What's them niggas' names? The Triangle of Darkness. Where, yeah, Julia Hart and Sky Blue show up, and then they get rid of them. And Kris Statlander also was there too, and there was a lot going on. But as soon as the smoke cleared on that and Toni Storm was turned around, Jamie Hayter was right behind her and was gonna go for a clothesline and didn't. She stopped. And then they both were arguing with each other to see who's gonna hit the person first. And then, security had to pull them apart. But I'm looking forward to this match. Come all out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. It's had a nice build. Thekla has been built up real well out of all of them, being honest here. I hope that she does get a shot at getting this AEW title, because hey, she's been putting in that work. All right, she's been putting in that work. But now that takes us to the other tag team match. The season's gonna get in that fatal 4-way ladder match at All Out. So it's Luchasaurus or Killswitch and Kip Sabian of the Matriarchy up against JetSpeed. I had no expectations for this matchup because, well, I was like, I don't really give a F really about it. And we get there, and then Kip Sabian just keeps arguing with Killswitch, and then he keeps tagging in, tagging out, trying to cause problems, do this. It was just a lot going on. All the way to the point to where this man Kip Sabian goes for a tag, and Killswitch jumps off. We got Luchasaurus back. He's done with the matriarchy. He leaving. He turning on Twin, and then JetSpeed hamp up Kip Sabian like it wasn't, bro. Straight springboard clothesline from my boy Kevin Knight, and then with the crescent moon kick from Speedball. So
Kip Sabian on the top.
it was GG's for the matriarchy. Full GG's for that nigga. Yeah. And then Kevin Knight blows a kiss at Mama Wayne, and they keep it pushing. So JetSpeed, shouts out to them. They get to advance to that Fatal 4-Way ladder match. So hey, keep an eye on them. They might be some underdogs going into this matchup. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. So maybe Luchasaurus ends up joining back with Jack Perry. I mean, let's be honest, they're trying to build up this tag division. You know, you got Brodito, you still have the Hurt Syndicate, you just got Juice and Austin Gunn, the Bucks. You know, tonight you get Top Flight, Josh Alexander, Hechicero. You know, hey, adding Jurassic Express, bringing back Jurassic Express wouldn't be a bad idea, especially with AEW Homecoming around the corner. Might as well. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it at all. All right, so that's what you want to do. Do it. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. It wouldn't hurt. Speaking of wouldn't hurt, speaking of that, we get to Riho. Another match I didn't care about, by the way. We get to Riho and Robin Renegade. And Renegade made it very clear that she loves Monet and is siding with her on everything and wants to show off in front of her. As much showboating she was doing with her chops and her smacks and all that, it didn't mean nothing, because literally after the commercial break, a couple minutes after, Riho packs up Robin Renegade easily. But after the match, when Riho was turned around, focused on Monet, Renegade grabs her leg, holds her in place, and then Monet pulls up and hits Riho with a backstabber. So yeah, Mercedes is standing tall, going in all out. Now, you know, most of the time, this channel will say, you know, whoever went over on the Go Home show, they're definitely losing. Well, in this case, that's not the case. Mercedes is keeping this belt. She's not losing it to Riho. It's not happening. Not happening. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you at all. So there was also another vignette. I don't have an image for that one, so I'll just swing back over to here. So there was also another vignette. Not vignette. A video. We'll say a video promo. We'll call it that, because pretty much Bryan Danielson, again, he's on commentary, but he had interviewed Darby Allin, and honestly, this interview was really good. Pretty much Darby was letting Bryan know, like, hey, I'm willing to put everything on the line for this, just as like I was when I went to Mount Everest to put that flag of AEW on top, just to show that we're on top of the world. And he wants to let Bryan know, look, I need everybody to be a man of their word, okay? I stand by everything that I say, and I would never turn my back on family, on anybody, and a man's word means everything to me, okay? And spoke on, you know, his father. Was his father or his uncle? Or his grandpa? I'm not sure which one. Uncle, grandpa, fire. I'm not sure. Whichever one had the car accident with him in the vehicle and he survived. But he spoke on that, and then he asked Bryan to make sure he does not interfere during that match with him and Moxley. And Bryan says, okay, he'll keep his word as long as Darby does, you know, keeps his word for one thing for him. And then Bryan goes over to Darby, whispers something in his ear, and Darby says, all right, he'll keep his word. He'll make sure that happens. So I guess we'll find out what that whisper thing was come Saturday. But I enjoyed that entire segment. That was a good segment to watch. So we watched that Darby and Bryan segment. It was good. It was solid. But before we get to this main event, if you guys lasted this long in the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share as always. All right, we are reaching our pinnacle, okay, of greatness here on this channel. All right, videos are dropping pretty much every day or every other day. So continue to support so we can get to 1K and get monetized. You gotta get these watch hours up. So spam videos if you feel like it. All right. But backstage, before we get to the main event, Hangman meets up with Top Flight, letting them know, like, hey, the Don Callis family, they promised they wouldn't show up in their contract, and by word of mouth, they wouldn't show up on Saturday for their match with him and Kyle Fletcher. But that doesn't mean that they wouldn't show up tonight and attack y'all and cheat their way to a win against Top Flight. So, main event, Top Flight versus Hechicero and Josh Alexander to see who will be the last members entering that ladder match. We get straight into it, and Top Flight come out the gate going crazy. Hey, Darius Martin, I'm gonna put this as nicely as I can. Darius Martin has been throwing a lot of food on the grill as of recent. For those who know what that means, you'll know what that means. So yeah, get to the match. They started out flying. They started taking over this match early on. Like Top Flight was just really taking over. Then we get into commercial break, and it's just completely one-sided. It's Josh Alexander and Hechicero putting all kinds of work on the Martins. Then we get back from ad break, and Top Flight's trying to mount a comeback, and then I knew they were cooked the moment I saw Darius Martin like dive through the ropes and just like land on the ground and missing. Like I was like, yeah, that dude's done. He's done for the rest of the match. I was like, yo, that dude is done. So Dante, you want to try to carry this match yourself, and he tried to carry. You know, we know about Dante Martin's singles run he was having when Darius kept getting injured. So he tried to carry as much as he could, but bro, it just didn't matter. It did not mean a thing because Hechicero packed, and I mean fully packed up that boy Dante Martin. Got him in it seemed like it was like a head scissors DDT kind of thing. It was clean. It was clean. But yeah, he got rid of him and packed him up. So now we got the Don Callis family of Josh Alexander and Hechicero. We got Brodito, we got JetSpeed, and we got the Young Bucks all in that ladder match. Fatal 4-way match, come all out. And as expected, as soon as Christopher Daniels pulled up to the ring to go check on his boys, the rest of the Don Callis family pull up to attack, and they all try and jump Christopher Daniels, and then out comes JetSpeed, out comes Brodito. They all try and clear the ring, and they pretty much clear up the people that they can, but Lance Archer and Rocky Romero still out there, and then Lance Archer big boots Christopher Daniels, gets him back in the rings, and they hit him with a choke slam, and out comes Hangman Adam Page to be the savior, to be the man to save Christopher Daniels, and he does save him. He does. But as we all remember, Kyle Fletcher gave him that warning early on in the day. He let him know, hey, I'm pulling up on you, and you're going to be bleeding all kinds of blood tonight. All right? So I was expecting it to happen, and it did. Kyle Fletcher slid in the ring. Hangman looked directly at him. Rocky Romero grabs this man by the leg, and in comes Kyle with the belt. God dang, man. God, it got crazy. It got crazy. Man started bleeding, and then they pulled out the table. He was going to hit him with the brain buster, letting him know, hey, this was always supposed to be you. All right. He said that 2 weeks prior when he did it to Kenny, because it was like, hey, this is supposed to be you. I was supposed to put you to the table. So I'm about to do it to you right now. And then he's fighting back. You think he has a chance, but then he gets knocked over again. Kyle picks him back up, puts him on the apron, and then brainbuster through the table. GG's for that man. GG's. Kyle Fletcher, say his whole name, the Proto Star, holding up both championship belts. Will Kyle Fletcher leave AEW All Out as the AEW World Champion and the AEW TNT Champion? Because Hangman's now injured. You know, this is not looking good going to All Out for him. So who knows what kind of shape he'll be in. But we will have to find out and see what happens. Thank you guys for joining me today. It really was a September to remember. I enjoyed a lot of moments of this show. 3 hours flew by for me. So hey, it wasn't nothing. Wasn't none. All right, I'm gonna drop a predictions video tomorrow. Probably I'm gonna try to do it earlier. I know some of y'all are probably like, yo, this dude be dropping videos at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., the a.m.s, 11 a.m., 12 a.m. Like I just be like, yo, what's happening? Like, but look, all right, these videos I record these things late. I get everything set up. But for the predictions video, I'll drop that midday tomorrow. At least you got that. All right, and then next time you'll probably see me is depending on what happens on SmackDown. I'm not sure. Actually, 2 prediction videos. Well, yeah, I'll probably predict WrestlePalooza and then I'll predict All Out. And then if something cool happens on SmackDown, I'll record that. If not, you'll probably get nothing on that day. And then I'll be back for Saturday for All Out and WrestlePalooza. So, all right. Thank y'all again for joining me today. Shouts out to my guy, Kyle Fletcher. All right. Y'all be sure again, like, comment, subscribe, share. And I will see you guys next time. Peace. Kyle Fletcher, man. Say his full name.
On USA, characters welcome.
Damn! He ain't gonna be a
MVPs.